Have you ever been in class and heard one of your classmates having trouble reading out loud? Then someone next to you leaned over and called them stupid? Think about how they would feel. Also think about how you would feel if that was you. Sometimes people judge others with disabilities because they aren't educated about it. Our project will help you learn about these disabilities.
Dyslexia is a type of learning disability that affects reading and writing skills. Some people have different levels of dyslexia. Some have it, but not a lot of people notice it. Others are really extreme and they are treated as though they are stupid or not smart. Many of them get frustrated because they can't read as fast as other students and they don't understand some words. Some people with dyslexia see words flipped or reversed, and also as an example, mix the letters B and D or M and W. Kids in school with dyslexia need extra help from teachers or adults. Also, they may get more time to do homework or permission to take class lectures.
Autism causes kids to experience the world differently from the way most other kids do. It's hard for kids with autism to talk with other people and express themselves using words. Kids who have autism usually keep to themselves, and many can't communicate without special help. Sometimes when they get annoyed by others, they cover their ears, get uncomfortable when people gently touch them, flap their arms, say words over and over, have temper tantrums, or play with only one toy. The type of autism is Asperger's syndrome. They often can't make connections like other kids, like when someone smiles, they don't know that they're happy. Some private schools don't take kids with autism. In school, they usually get treated like they're dumb or stupid because they have trouble linking words to their meaning. Some people make fun of their actions too.
Along with mental disabilities, there are physical disabilities too. These people were discriminated against and still are. Even in ancient Greece and Rome, children were killed for their imperfections. Then in the medieval time, they were blamed for anything that went wrong, even plagues and famines. Scientists thought that disabled people shouldn't have kids because then they would be able to improve the human race in the 19th century. Humans were separated by if they were disabled or not too. In the early 20th century, this continued. Most disabled people were put into an institution and isolated. Children whose disabilities weren't severe were put into easier schools with other disabled kids. Hitler even ordered people to mercy kill disabled people because they were a burden on the world. During that time, doctors killed about 140,000 adults and over 100,000 kids.
Cerebral palsy is a disorder that affects muscle tone, movement, and motor skills. The other health issues of cerebral palsy are vision, hearing, speech problems, and learning disabilities. It is also caused by brain damage that occurs before or during a child's birth, or during the first 3 to 5 years of a child's life. There is no cure for cerebral palsy. About 500,000 parents and children in the U.S. have the condition. There are 3 types of cerebral palsy. Spastic cerebral palsy causes stiffness and movement difficulties. Ethiotoid cerebral palsy leads to involuntary and uncontrolled movements. Atastic cerebral palsy causes a disturbed sense of balance and depth perception.
Now there are laws to help with equal rights for kids with disabilities. One of them is Section 504. It is a law that forces any public school that gets financial help from the government to provide any needs or services that a disabled child needs for free.
Then, in 1990, the title of the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990 made any school provide any needs or services, regardless of whether they receive any federal financial assistance. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act is a statute which funds special education programs.
Now, since you have learned how disabled people are and were treated, maybe you will think better of them. We need to have respect for them and treat them equally. It's not their fault, and they are people too.